Hi, my name is Laura, and I'm the mom that's building Anansi, a personalized and interactive storytelling platform for kids. What I want to do during today's onboarding video is showcase some of the features and settings of Anansi, as well as share with you some tips and tricks about how I like to get the most out of using Anansi with my daughter Alana. On the screen, you'll see the stories page. This is where you can see the history of stories that you've already experienced, today's daily adventure, as well as a button to create a story. If I click create a story, I'll get to choose Alana as the hero of the story, and then I'll get to choose what type of story we want to tell together. I can choose an adventure story, or for slightly older kids who want to have a bit more of an educational experience, I can choose a science or history story. But for today, we'll choose an adventure story. And with an adventure story, I have the option to add a custom companion. So you can choose from existing characters, like my daughter's favorite is a baby phoenix, or you can choose to actually have a named character, like someone you know from your child's life. So in this situation, I'm going to add Grandma Helen as the main character that I want to be adding to the story. And you can see here, I'm using Grandma Helen exactly the way that Alana would be referring to her. And I can choose what relationship she has to Alana, just so that the story engine knows how to kind of characterize her role in the story. When I click next, I can confirm what the story is. And then when I press this button, what the system is doing is our story engine is creating a brand new story for Alana and Grandma Helen to go adventuring on. At the end of this story, what you'll see is that there's also going to be a number of options for Alana to choose next about what happens. That gives your child choice. And for me as a parent, what I like to do is I like to understand how these different choices are letting me understand who my child is. Who is Alana? Does she like certain things? Does she like to make certain choices? Is she adventurous? Is she curious? Is she kind? And these are all things that I can find out because she has the power of choice here. So if you click one of the options, you'll see that the next page that's being displayed is a brand new story, or next page of the story based off of what she just chose. And what you can also see is that there's this option to end the story after the next choice. This is there for those parents who are telling a story during bedtime and they just need their kids to go to bed. So if you click end story after next choice, you'll see here we all have the option to click end the story, and that will just create a conclusion, and then everyone can get to bed on time. The last feature that I wanted to mention is something that I configured before we started the app about Alana, which is the simpler words option. This is the option to kind of control the sophistication of the text that's being generated by the system. If you have the simpler words option on, that means you only have about one idea per sentence and a simpler vocabulary, whereas you have the toggle off, that's for slightly older children, between like 7 and 8 years old, and or more, where they have more compound sentences and more complex vocabulary. I really like using Anansi and these kind of quiet moments with my daughter when we could be doing bedtime, but it could also be something like we're at the doctor's office or waiting in line or waiting for our food at a restaurant. These are opportunities to turn a down moment into an intimate moment where I have the opportunity to learn more about my daughter and also go on an adventure together, keeping her entertained and engaged. So I really hope you enjoyed this onboarding video and have many, many stories awaiting you with Anansi.